Welcome to Comatoast Plays D&D.
So last time, after many shenanigans of feuding, catfights in the streets, and a visit to a traveling brothel, of which they'll have very, very good time and plans to go back.
Yes.
You returned to the sewers, encountered a gelatinous ooze, gelatinous cube, dealt with that.
Yep.
A couple people got close to being
For
in
sure
some pretty
did.
sketchy situations. Cleared out the remainder of the sewers, inspected, all good, found some doors. Those doors, 3 of them had 3 locks apiece, to Olo's dismay.
I got through 5 of them.
Yes.
Got through, I think you got through 7. You were on the 3rd door at the top of the stairs. You got the first lock. Broke 2 sets of lockpicks that day. After the second one, you gave up and knocked to discover that you were coming in through the basement entrance of the Dirty Sack. Therein, you spoke with Thalgrim. You spoke to him a little bit about the underground of Sartreese, kind of who runs things and who to get in touch with about a new set of thieves' tools. He said he would kind of pass the message along, and you asked him to have them leave a reply to your thieves' camp message in the slums.
So your thieves tool actually broke? Like your pick?
My lockpick broke.
Mm-hmm.
My lockpick broke, and then Thal gave me a lockpick, and I broke that one.
What do you mean, like thieves tools?
Tools, yeah.
Like the whole thing's considered broken? No, I mean, that's fine. I was just
His
lockpick.
lockpick is broken, but like
What else?
whatever else
it's
is
like
in there.
thieves'
What
tools,
else
right? So
is
it's a
in
lot of
Gloves,
It's just
I
like
guess.
that.
I don't know.
right. He could probably like disarm some traps still, but he'll at least need lockpicks and to replace his probably. While you were there, Gilvin caught sight of what remained of Narfoc's adventuring party. You had a fairly tense chat with them. It took them a minute to open up, and they only did so once you were in a private situation away from prying eyes. You heard about the empty eyes catching up with them on the road, Phelan's murder, and the seeming abduction of Narfok. Olo suggested maybe you should eliminate them in order to protect yourselves in this. Gilvin's honor was not okay with that, and so you let him go. After which, Felv had an attempt at a performance in the Dirty Sack, did not pan out. Bilbo Baggins, that shit went invisible, went over to the boar hat, did it again, did mildly better. You guys went around the city to the Sunwell Administratum to get paid, and on your way witnessed the funeral procession for one August Lunamain, the head of the Lunamain household. Also encountered Tom and the Gravedigger again, who seems to have come here from Sartreese, or from Gar, rather. You got paid with a bonus, because it ended up being more dangerous than the consul suspected. And then returned to the Boar Hat, where you all had some drinks, and then sleep eventually took you. Woke up in the morning, Jiraiya got his prayer in, and then you all gathered at the table to have your normal breakfast routine to chit-chat about your plans for the day. And that's where we're picking up.
So what's next?
Well, we can check on our silver-plated things, but I think he said it would be a couple days. There's also some more loose ends to the missing people. We could check the plantation.
And we can check our place and see if that potion's already.
Yes, and Comatoast as well. Also, I would like to run back through the slums at some point and see if the thieves in the area have left me a message.
I would like to find a music shop.
We also need to probably go spend some of this money we have on some of those items at Cadus's place.
Go back, hold on. Great.
Yes.
Yes. And the sneaky.
The what?
The paired bags.
Yes.
They call them the sneaky.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Because-
sure what you heard.
I coined
Groping there.
Sneaky. I put my sneaky.
Sneaky.
Not into the sneaky. They were much too small. Yes. Anyways. Yes.
So where should we go first? I think we should also talk to the vampire hunters. Yes. The Silver Sun.
Do we happen to see them where we're at?
They're not currently in the common room. No.
Did they tell us where to find them?
We could ask Meliodas. We could ask Meliodas. If the stag. Because they seem like traveling people.
From what you recall, they have been staying at the fort.
Oh, okay.
They might just be up here. So we can check back later in the day.
We could also leave a message for them for Meliodas to give them when he sees them.
That's true.
Very true.
Is Meliodas near around?
Attainable. Let's hang out at the bar.
Attainable.
No.
Meliodas!
No. Yes.
Yeah.
We have a few questions. Have you seen Passing Rain around?
Right, I haven't. I imagine she's probably lying low after what she did to you.
What did she do to us? She gave us a great tour.
That's right. You did too.
I don't know.
Insight check.
Insight
That's-
check on the DM.
Yeah, inside check on
That's
the DM.
a dick move.
You know what happened, but
He has no idea what you did to us. And that would be a 4. You don't either.
Seems like he genuinely just assumed because you've been asking after her.
Oh. I'm talking to him.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So do those silver sun
Knights of the Silver Sun.
yeah, do the
Those are
Knights
the
of the
ones?
Silver Sun stay here?
They have been staying at the inn, yeah.
Well, when you see them, could you give them a message?
Sure.
We would like I don't know what kind of message to leave.
We'd like to meet. Be back later.
But I don't know where we're gonna be. I don't know when they're gonna.
They've been spending the better part of their afternoons in the common room here.
We'll be back in the afternoon
Tell them we'll be
to meet with them.
Okay.
Because how early is it?
It's the morning, yeah, like
Early, more like
yeah, like
6 in the 7
just
in the
after
morning.
dawn, probably. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. So I was like, we could go shopping and then come back. Okay.
Do you know where a music shop is?
A music shop.
Fancy or not?
I don't think we have anything
You got money, bro.
that specific. It's not a big draw. There is a carpenter. What kind of instrument are you looking for?
I'm just looking for a simple flute.
A flute. He might be able to whip something up for you. I think he specializes in caskets.
That is not
It's not great,
exactly close to it.
but no. He has.
That's more the drum.
He does other things. That's just his specialty. And yeah.
Is his name Tom?
No.
Where might he be? Roughly in these.
Build the boxes and buries the boxes. Damn. That's an enterprise right there.
Yeah. Point to the map.
He's pretty much straight across the gulf from here. He's not too far from the weaponsmith.
Oh,
And,
the usual little shopping area.
Yeah, he's down the road from there.
The name of the shop?
Morning Wood. Mourning. Morning Wood.
I'm sure it's very stiff competition.
No. Let's begin.
That's all. Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
Is there also a place I could do some clothes shopping. Don't mind follow there.
Clothes shopping.
I'm not doing it.
Would you be looking at like normal clothing or leather? I mean, like more in the way of armor protection or
No.
okay. There is a tailor. Thatcher's Textiles is what you'll be looking for. That's also kind of in the same vicinity, a little closer this way, just before you hit the Temple District.
And the proprietor there?
Arndell Thatcher. Arndell. He's a good guy.
Thank you.
Sure.
Planning on getting fancy on us. Although,
Why not? I can go now.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, enjoy your breakfast.
Yes.
That's why it's a bar.
Something weird about that.
He's way too nice.
So,
Where to first?
I think most of our trucks are in the same direction. I don't know where the Temple District is. Is that on the way to? Roughly?
So, y'all.
Just in that voice, too.
Yeah. At the boar hat, you're like, I want to say it's like this one, maybe? It's up
Maybe.
here, right? Well, it's one of these like outlying buildings. Up here,
This happens to be in the burnout.
the tailor is like here-ish.
Oh, okay.
This is kind of the Temple District. And then,
Right by the slums?
I mean,
near-ish. And then what was the other one?
When are we gonna get Gilvin
It's
drunk
like
and
here.
throw her in the slum? Throw him in the slum.
After we get our silver tools, which is going to be a couple days. Sorry,
or
Jiraiya.
we could just do research.
Yes.
Well, no, yeah, that doesn't have to be the
those ones
full
who can
on
read.
where we solve it. You know, we could
True,
still have
but
plenty of
If
time.
we're going to make Gilvin bait, we should probably have some way to hurt these things that might attack.
We're gonna do stakeout.
What does Gilvin have to say about that?
Hey, yeah, I'm up for getting drunk anytime.
Oh my god! Whether I'm dead or not.
So,
But that's
Or we go shopping and then- to the plantation?
Why not?
We need things. Okay?
We finally have a little
We have money. We could only window shop before.
Who did this?
Yeah, we went shopping
We need
too
stuff
soon
to
last
survive because you're killing us.
Killing us.
Hey.
We can split up a bit and hit more shots.
But they're all in the same area, so.
Doesn't change how fast it really. Yeah.
Let's at least start walking down there.
We can't all be talking at once, so.
Where you want to go first? Stopping at Enchanted, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Try.
Okay. You get down there, you walk into the shop, you see the very handsome, slender, yet muscular Katos Zulfura standing behind his counter. He's kind of holding his hand above a strange little trinket. You see some glowing and bits of, like little motes of light kind of dropping from his fingers around the object surrounding it. He sees the door open, kind of looks up. Ah, welcome.
Hey there again. We were just checking to see if any of the potions were ready. We knew it was going to take you a while, but the
It's
stuff
been
on the way.
one day.
All right, just double checking.
Takes a bit of time. Not yet. Check back in a couple of days. If you wait like a week or so, I'll probably have more for you by then.
Thank you.
Good night.
Was he the guy with the
I'm out.
bag?
Yeah,
That was my magic.
yeah, he has the bags. Was there anything else you were interested in?
Yes.
Ah,
Tell me again, you have bags of holding?
I do have a bag of holding.
Pair of bags of
Yes,
less of
the
holding?
What are you holding?
similar,
Both bags.
shared pouches of transfer.
That's what I said
Right.
in my
Yeah, you're interested in the two of those.
forest.
The general holding of things.
Mhm.
Both?
Our prices.
Sure. Well,
Price for the combo.
the shared pouches are 400.
Yeah.
The bag of holding was 750 gold.
I have 400.
You're not supposed to say these things out loud in front of shops.
Good to know. Would you like the pouches?
I said 4.
Is that more? I'll take more.
Hold on. I'm using my mental abacus.
That is correct. I'd be willing to drop 50 gold off the price if you buy both.
Combo me.
1,100 gold.
This is a very small print. What else do you have?
It's,
What else?
What else did he have? He has a Vindicated Sword for 1250, a Ring of Telepathy for 2000, and a Leviathan Axe for 950.
he also had a couple of potions. He
Fire
had
breathing, or fire something.
Sword X, Ring, Voice of the Mountain, the horn that extends the range of your inspiration. The other item that you were especially interested in, if I recall, was the Life Tether Ankh, which was 200 gold.
Which did what?
I believe that's the automatic success on a death save. Correct.
What
yeah.
potions were there again?
But then it breaks.
Yes.
It's a Narcan.
Yeah. it is an arcane.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you're about to be real fucked, then you're not for a second. You know.
Adrenaline shot to the heart.
Other potions he had a potion of fire resistance for 350. And a potion of diminution, which is essentially the reduced part of the enlarge reduce spell for 1d4 hours, and that was 700 gold. What's the point in money if you don't spend it?
We will discuss.
Let's huddle.
Should we walk out of the shop?
We'll show up to the other side of the shop.
Please take your time.
Outside the shop.
He goes back to his enchanting.
So, the total price, he said,
1100.
50 gold off. That'd be about 184 gold pieces each. For the set. Is that something you want to do? I would like to try to bargain for 1,000.
I agree. I think we could get it 4,000, especially since we've been
And
Patrons here
we're
multiple
doing
times.
potions as well.
yes
Later,
when we're
so
future
maybe-
business, yeah.
Yes.
Which would be how much if we did 1,000 per?
166. Well, 160.
He did say he would give us a discount
This
on the
is-
potions.
Yeah.
But 35 gold instead of 50.
Peanuts.
Yeah, that's 15 gold. That's nothing.
So,
For something that costs 50, though.
I mean, it was a good deal for the time. It's just not like it's breaking anyone's bank or anything like that.
so if you, I don't know who wants to do the transaction. I'm pretty worthy. If
Yes.
you'd like to give me all the 167, if I can't get it, I'll pay the difference.
No, yeah.
So, word.
How much? Wait, how much are we doing each?
167.
Invisible. I'm kidding.
Ah, passing grain.
No, I will swagger. Yeah, back to the counter.
Yes.
We have reached a consensus. We did recently get paid, but we have more expenses than just these sort of things. So I was wondering, would 1,000 gold do it? We will, of course, as you know, this is already future business.
And we are already getting those potions from you as well.
This is true. 150 gold off the total price is quite a hit. Well, unless you have anything else to add. Persuasion.
If we get advance, if I help you.
Sure.
Yeah.
10.
With advantage?
Yeah.
I rolled 2 and then a 4?
Yikes. Damn.
He
+6.
Wow, that's good. The plus 6 is nice.
kind of leans back and strokes his chin for a minute. This cut I cannot do as is. Seeing as you've been dealing with certain unfortunate entities under the city, maybe you have something else for me that you can sweeten the pot with.
Yeah, waffle.
Huh?
Do you have any of those? You've been collecting things from the
Yeah,
things we've been
I
killing.
got a thing
Anything
too.
you can sweeten the pot with?
I was just looking at my.
My bag?
What have you that might be of interest to me?
Got a ring of teething.
Whoa, now.
You chew on it.
That sounds interesting. Is it for babies?
Yeah,
It is, yes. I don't think we'd be interested.
What?
How about
Like you wanted.
that blood you collected?
Oh yeah, I got centipede venom, acid cube venom, acid from a gelatinous cube,
Oh.
and I got goblin dog blood with the mange.
I also have a pudding bag.
I'll be honest, that last one sounds awful.
In a good way?
No.
Awfully amazing.
Something I want nowhere near my person.
I also have a pudding keg of flavoring steak.
My Venstone. Where from?
I'm gone.
It was.
Interesting.
It was from the place we didn't.
So it's
get
a
burned down by
new barley beer brew.
It is. Right.
Interesting. DM side note, it's not.
Okay.
What?
It's not barley beer.
Oh, well,
But he doesn't.
Yeah. Apparently, neither do we, so we're not.
We don't know.
The ooze from the gelatinous cube. That's interesting. You said centipede venom.
Yeah.
What manner of centipede?
Damn thing.
A large.
Large.
quite.
Wasn't aware centipedes had venom.
It might not have been. So many legs.
Yeah. That damn thing would fall in the sewers.
Would any of us know to call a carrion crawler?
Probably not. He says, wait a moment. Steps into a little back room, kind of brushes curtains aside. They sway in there in the doorway for a second. Comes back out with a book. He's kind of flipping pages. Did it look like this? It doesn't.
No.
Can I
Damn.
do minor illusion
Oh
to
shit!
make a
Because
little
you saw
like,
it.
figure thing of
You
it?
absolutely can.
Hell
It's
yeah!
like this kind of, but bigger.
You show it. Just then he turns around the book, and that's what he's looking at.
Yes. That each.
Carrion Crows. A long time since I've seen one of those. Closes his book, puts it under the counter. I will say that venom, along with the ooze. You have yourselves a deal.
Oh shit!
Sound about good enough.
We all agree?
You
Just a
can
lot of head shaking.
keep your mangy blood.
All right. I hand it.
Or better yet, destroy it. Here you are. Pulls out a like a leather satchel deal. Openings probably like when it's like fully undone, probably like yay wide, right? Bag of holding. And then he pulls out a couple of smaller pouches. They're both drawstring pouches. The bottoms are like different shades of blue, kind of striped, and then they have like a green fabric beyond that, like up to where it's tightened at the top. Sets a couple of those out, and your shared pouches of transfer.
I take a pouch of transfer.
Yeah, say I would feel like the one that should have one of them.
Yes. I feel like you should have the other.
Probably.
So I have the other one to find.
These don't go together. You cannot put the little bag in the big bag of holding, right?
I would not recommend.
I heard. I just wanted to confirm.
Ever? Will something bad happen?
Yes.
Something. Granted, I have never tested it myself, but from what I understand, something very bad will.
I put it close.
It's your funeral, just not in my shop.
How much weight can my bag of holding?
I believe 500 pound limit, if I'm not mistaken. Can look it up. The little pouches are, in terms of like how much they can hold, it's about the size of a normal backpack. Their like real benefit is that the two of them are connected, so two different people can have one, and they both have access to the same items inside, no matter where they are, as long as they're on the plane of existence, the same plane.
So for me, it would be very nice because I could steal something, pocket it,
put it in.
and then he can, and then he can have it. And if I get caught, I don't have it on me.
So would it be beneficial then for you? to
So
carry
who
the
are we robbing?
I think we
This
should do
place
that
is
for many
supposed.
things.
You're not a bad person either. I'm surprised you haven't had an issue with some of the stuff they've been doing.
Small and scary.
Do I know about some
Like,
stuff you
they
guys-
like
You helped them bust into a lockbox. You busted them.
Well, I know about the lockbox.
But he doesn't know where it was from.
you know,
He didn't
It's
know.
pretty obviously stolen. That's fine. You have your purchases. Is there anything else I can assist you with? Would you like a refresher of my other items?
do you have anything new since the last time we've been here? Like a day ago? I don't know if that's your stock.
I do not have anything new since Dave.
It's fair. Just for knowledge,
Sure you do. You have 1,000.
I do have that.
do you enchant items?
I do. Yes.
Like, did you make my armor better?
Yes, it would take time and be
Quite expensive.
not cheap.
What's the price for
Ballpark
something
me,
like
or how they say that again? Give me an idea.
I will have to look into that personally a little bit more, but definitely more than you have.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah,
Yes.
fair. I just wanted to see if you could do it.
Yeah. It also depends on what level of protection you're looking for.
Naturally.
The
Second of every day.
the better it is, the more expensive it will be.
This is all for my questions, unless you had new tricks. Which I know.
I do not.
Excellent.
You've visited me the last 3 days now.
Remember the thing about repeat customers?
Indeed. That is part of what got you a discount today.
Hopefully. Oh.
I hope so as well.
Now, what were those things? The bags of shared.
Shared
yeah.
pouches of transfer.
Are they something we can add in here? Or do we have to-
Yes. There is a. I think it's either.
Do you want to
I think it's called
carry
shared
the
pouch
bag
of transfer.
Would you like me to carry it?
And D&D Beyond, so whoever has them
You could
may add one each to their inventory.
And you said it's about
Try
backpack
to keep almost
size.
dying almost every.
How much it can hold.
How much it can hold.
The opening
And
is
you
not
don't.
as big as
You
a
have a lot
backpack.
more health than I
Right.
do.
Probably like yay big.
Sure. So, like, if you just scooped a bunch of gold, like a backpack volume.
Amount, yes. Which if I'm not mistaken, a backpack generally is said to hold about 50 pounds of stuff.
Which is a good amount of
Correct.
Alright.
There are other trinkets about this.
Right now,
What is
the
that?
bag of holding. That's fine.
And I like that you have it because someone's got to keep track of what's in it. I don't want to do that.
You have the bag of holding?
If I'm being honest.
That's fair.
To the next stop. Let's go. Thank you for your stuff.
Of course. Come by more soon.
What?
Can buy more
Come
items.
by
soon.
more
Come.
soon.
Oh,
Not come by more
It
soon.
sounded so
Come by
odd.
more soon.
Come by more soon.
Thanks, I'll have a good day.
Later today.
Yeah.
Come purchase more soon.
Once
There you go.
once there's more of the day,
Christ.
come more soon.
All right, on to the next stop.
Less
Where the
layers
fuck are you going now?
None immune.
You want to go to the armorsmith?
Yes.
Or no, the weaponsmith.
I know it's not. I'd like to know his name and how much of a discount we're getting.
Right?
You never did ask his name.
We already paid him. You're talking about discount.
Well, we paid him and then he asked us to do a favor and he'd give us a discount.
So he's gonna give us gold back with the. I know he's not.
That's what he proposed, and that's the deal we struck.
What fucking world do you
We
live
didn't
in?
even ask how much.
You didn't ask much.
No.
We did ask how much.
We didn't even
We
shake
did
the
ask.
man's
But he
hand.
didn't. Yeah, but he didn't specify how much. I asked how much. He didn't specify.
Oh, right. He said depends.
We didn't even ask his
Depends on what
name.
happens.
So, you head out to Nunamune. You see the familiar, somewhat older, white-skinned tiefling out there, like in his outdoor area, hammering away at something. You approach. He looks up. Hello again.
Hey there. We were just checking on how many more days it would be for this plated things.
Report. Well, it's been one. So,
Why do I keep doing this?
why do you keep doing that?
Because I like shopping.
I have finished the dagger and half of the arrows. You look actually, and he's in the middle of like working on plating an arrow, like as you walked up.
Could I take those 6 with us today?
And the dagger.
They're yours. Yes. So he hands you 6 silver-plated arrows, and he goes into a little like side chest, pops it up and digs through a couple things, and pulls out a very shiny-looking dagger. Hands that to you. Now, as a reminder, it's soft metal. It's not going to hold up to much.
Right.
Sorry, we didn't. We got into a lot of commotion here before, but we forgot to ask a few things. What was your name?
My name, Aurelius.
Aurelius?
Aurelius.
Aurelius. Erilius. And, was that the commotion we caused to your liking?
It was. It certainly was.
Good. You discussed a discount for it.
Possibility.
You brought it up.
I did. Didn't try.
You did.
Let's say next time you pay me a visit, which I assume, given the types you seem to be, will be before too long, ammunition replenishments are on me. To an extent.
It's fair.
Couple of throwing axes and arrows.
Yes. Javelins.
Javelin or two, sure. Sound fair?
Very fair.
Yes.
Well worth it. Anything else I can do for you while you're here?
Could you tell me the value of a item I showed you?
What are you looking at?
Dwarven Thrustbreaker.
It's very fine craftsmanship, may I?
Yes.
Takes it from you and kind of looks it over, runs his fingers kind of along the grooves, and you see him very closely, like inspecting the hilt and where it connects to the blade, and tests the balance and things. Very fine indeed. Hands it back to you. Something like that. Depends on the buyers. Someone who really wants it might be willing to pay a little more. Anywhere from 2 to maybe 500.
Good.
500 very high end, mind.
Is that something you're going to use? What is it?
It's in my bag. It's like a dagger, with like the notches for like sword breakers on the back.
That's right. That's right.
Pretty dangerous. I have a picture of it.
It has some.
Show him your jar of feast.
There are a number.
It's just a jar.
It's just a jar. Speaking of which, though,
Do you still have the
it's
jar?
like a jar.
You see, he holds it up. It's like
You
sticky.
could fit a heart or
and-
something in there.
I will put
That's
it in
what
the
it
bag of holding.
Excellent.
It should also be in the. If I'm not mistaken, it should be in the equipment as well.
What?
The Dwarven Thrustbreaker.
Yeah, I have it.
The digital stuff.
Yeah, I was just showing him the picture.
Yeah.
Then the picture. Pictures.
It does some pretty gangster shit if you're gonna be in melee with
Two.
dual wielding. Yeah.
That's just not my usual thing.
Well, you usually stay far away from.
I'm going to like make eye contact with Olo and take the dagger and do this into
The
the
back.
pouch. Find it. Time to use it. You can hang on to that thing too.
Oh,
In
what?
case you do use it.
Okay. What does it do?
Don't remember.
While wielding this dagger against attack from a bladed weapon, it will deal slashing or piercing. Use your reaction to do a dex contest against the attack roll. If you win, you deflect, even if it would otherwise meet or exceed your AC.
Catch the
This
blade.
deflection creates an opening, granting you an opportunity. So you don't take the damage and you get an opportunity attack?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's really cool.
I'd be willing to buy it from you if you're looking to sell.
Humor me. What is your price?
I'm a business. I have to make a profit. Probably keep it on the lower side.
Best I can do is $38. Are you a fucking GameStop? Sorry, what's the number?
Probably need to keep it on the low end myself because I'm going to have to then carry it over
Right.
and find a buyer.
That sounds like retail.
Right. Yeah, 250.
I will hold on to it for now, but I will keep your offer in mind and maybe use it for trade fodder later.
Sure. Let me know.
Thank you, bye.
Think about it.
I'm gonna have a good day.
Next NPC.
Figure
Where
out
are
your
you?
next voice.
You talked about the tailor and
Bollingwood.
the carpenter. Yeah.
To the tailor.
Tailor.
Oh, that's
We were wondering if you have whatever we ordered.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Wait, we haven't been to the tailor.
I know.
Yeah, maybe
You
we'll
open
be
stuff
on
at every
top.
shop now.
So you get to a part of town that's
Slummy.
It's not slummy. It looks like a little poorer.
Little slummy.
Quaint might be the word. Smaller buildings and homes. It's pretty near to like some of the docks and stuff in the around the Gulf. A little thinner, not quite as dense. You see a little shop. A sign outside that says Thatcher's Textiles. You walk in, see a human male, probably late 30s, brown hair, has kind of a stubble beard. On his on one knee, kind of having a little like chat. He's holding the hands of a little girl standing in front of him. She looks to be about 6 years old, probably. She has this big old smile on her face. She's wearing like a little blue twirly dress, has her hair in pigtails, and she's just kind of like swaying back and forth as he's got his hands. He sees the door open and says, "Run along, Rosemary. What can I do for you?"
We're just looking.
What do we see?
Describe
the shelves.
Describe the shelf.
How many hats?
How many colors?
Are
Good.
there any feathers?
He has a number of things. He has many different types of fabrics, silks and threads and things around. He has like a workstation where it looks like he's been sewing together bits of clothing. There are some like prefabricated, prepared things on the shelves, kind of varying in level of dress. Pretty much whatever you're looking for, it looks like he's capable.
Is there a clearance rack?
There is not.
Jeans. Jeans. Some work
Do I
pants.
see a sale?
Are there things on sale?
There is not.
Is there a pile of
Are we talking
unwanted things?
Walmart
in
or
there?
Target here? That's
There is.
I'm looking for a thrift store.
He's in opposite ends.
Yeah.
They're a couple of centuries and universes away from.
Are you trying? What kind of clothes are you trying to find?
Cheap ones for disguises.
Any
For
particular
like here, like outside, nearby. disguise.
No, just for all manner of disguises. I'm trying to build up my disguise kit.
I got questions about Olo, but we'll address that later.
Well, hats, I think hats go a long way in disguising a person.
That's why I asked what kind of hats there were. Because I agree.
Yeah, there are a number of hats on a rack. He's got like some different like bowler hats. He has a top hat. There's
They're all bougie.
no, some of them are bougie. Well, bowler hats aren't necessarily bougie.
They're all bougie.
He has a couple different like.
Do you want to be bougie? Don't want to be bougie.
I both. Depends on the situation I might need.
Couple different colors.
Sometimes I might need to be bougie.
Throw a top hat on.
They're on like 3 random
I know,
hats.
no, okay.
Couple different colors and styles of like flat caps. There are
You're so glad.
Jesus Christ. They're like big, like wide brimmed hats.
Or like raccoon hats.
You do not see any raccoon.
Big hat.
Is there any particular occasion you're looking to dress for? Is this for regular wear?
Yes. And occasions.
What do you? I mean,
He's a jack of many trades. So he's.
We're
in there
a
for
traveling
all
group
kinds
in theater. We need costumes for plays and things.
interesting. Well,
A monthly.
what sort of costumes do you need?
Many costumes. We do many different plays.
I need
one.
You're literally not helping at all.
I need one.
I don't know what the fuck you want, man.
I buy 3 outfits.
Yeah.
3 outfits. Just you get a name and price.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can, sure.
Yup.
Okay. Yes, I would like some, something a gentleman might wear around here. Something in fashion. But also something the beggar might wear.
See what?
The gentleman's lady.
Some fine
A
clothes.
gentleman's
I mean,
lady.
for a beggar, maybe you
Okay,
can just
beggars find it. So look.
You can feel like
here. He pulls out some.
Silver at a homeless guy. Hey, give me your shirt.
Thought about doing that. I'm gonna go to the slums later. I was thinking about that.
He pulls out some pretty like plain looking like trousers and a like a tunic. If you take these and maybe just kind of like rip them up, dirty them up or something, I don't know.
Sure.
I have an idea for it.
Yes. Very good.
That might work for your beggar.
Yes.
You said gentleman,
And his lady
more
makes things
fine
dirty
clothing.
with us, too, right?
I thought
He pulls out a couple of things, different
Not too.
like button-down tunics that are like very nice and form-fitting looking, with kind of like shoulder and different elements of decoration on them that kind of make them stand out a little bit more, like the upper crust type thing. Some pantaloons. Some of them are a little different levels of poofiness in the leg. Like some goofy stuff.
ham pants.
Nice set of boots, and pulls out a couple of different like neckerchief type options, like stuff like that. Yes.
Emphasis on the ass.
Some combination of these things, perhaps.
No.
Oh God.
How much are we talking?
Depends on how much you want.
I need this.
Do you want like an outfit, or do you want a number of outfits?
I know.
A number of like gentlemen's outfits.
All the ones you just said.
2 gentlemen's outfits with accessories.
With accessories. Dear God. All right.
The next.
So roughly for like a set of fine clothes, you're looking about 15 gold.
Sure.
So if you want 2 that look different from each other, 30 gold for those.
Sure.
Where are you keeping all this?
Were you asking me? Or
I'm
was
a
it-
GM is asking
We have a
you.
bag of holding.
All right.
Oh, great. Now I gotta carry your clothes.
Yeah. There you go, Tim and Tyler doing as soon as the shopping gets going.
They picked the right moment.
Yeah. All right, so 2 sets of fine clothes, 30 gold. the set of like common clothes that you can muss up as you want to make them look like beggars. 5 silver.
Sure.
What else are you looking for?
The ladies' outfits.
The ladies' outfits.
Nothing too busty.
Did they request?
Nothing too busty.
The lady. Did she want anything?
Yes, she wants outfits.
She
Miss.
does.
What would you like?
No, not for
I'm confused.
It's alright. Can you bring me some outfits?
Yeah, the prices are going to be pretty much the same either way. So, what are you looking for in terms of female outfits?
Something like a dress, and then something that
Something.
an everyday.
What's something like a dress?
A fine dress, a shitty dress.
Right, yeah,
A
quality.
prostitute's dress.
No.
Oh no, not
Plus 1
this.
persuasion, though, man.
Yeah, like what
Only
level?
if you have the right things underneath.
What level are you looking for?
Something nice, something mid-range, and something on the low end.
Sure. So
Like a party dress. Just a simple.
But
Like-
with
Right.
with a large hat.
With like a Kentucky Derby hat.
Yes.
okay.
I don't know
So
what Kentucky is.
he brings out like a very nice flowy green dress with like gold and silver trim kind of worked throughout. Very nice silks. It looks very like flattering and everything. 20 gold for this.
Does it look like it would fit me?
Oh my goodness.
As is, no.
Okay.
You could probably have it sized. He's a tailor.
It's your first time buying ladies' clothes.
Jesus Christ.
It is.
What do you mean, therefore, your sister of similar build to
Yes,
yourself?
yes, that's correct, Fel. Thank you.
Brings out something kind of more mid-range.
Burlappy?
No, not burlappy. Yeah, because we'll get there. Something more mid-range. 8 gold here, and then something more common and simple. 5 silver.
Yes, we will. I'll take all of it. I give him 80 gold. It's easy.
Well, thank you.
I was wondering, you have top hats, do you?
Some.
All that.
Oh yeah, I got hats with this, right? I asked for hats.
You got the one.
I want more hats.
Jesus H Christ, Dad.
I need like 3 men's hats. A nice one, a middle-aged one, a little one, and give me a woman's. A wig. Because
You does not have wigs. He does not.
How about a
have
ribbon for my hair?
For some of these,
He would have a ribbon.
some of these things, you're getting into more niceties and fine accessories. I don't really have.
I'm not looking for a haberdashery. I just need.
I understand, but like the ribbon, I could do. You were talking about like gold watch, and we were talking about like metal cufflinks and stuff like that. That type of stuff, I don't have.
I think I already paid you for it.
Let's say you paid him for all your hats.
Alright, okay.
Good lord. Things like that, you might try up in the richer part of town. There's a place called Sense Silks and Slippers.
Scent silks and slippers?
Sense Silks and Slippers. They cater to the finer.
Sounds like my thing.
They cater to the finer tastes of folk with gold.
Thank you.
Sure.
A good man.
Do you have some? I would like some beef shoes.
Sure.
How about like a shitty pair of shoes and a nice pair of shoes? Not a mid-range pair of shoes.
I think they're part
We'll
of
say
the-
they're included. in the
Alright,
clothes.
thank you.
I would like a common set of clothes.
Gilvin.
And a traveler set of clothes.
Could I see that back?
Done. 2 gold, 5
you
silver.
actually wear clothes. Just don't in the bag. You
Outside.
actually wear clothes, but you only wear.
Okay,
Only
just text me what you got. Like, I'll put it.
Can we just call it a disguise kit now? Do I have to list every item
Could be
in the
anything.
bag of holding for her?
Clothes are definitely helpful in like making it convincing. A disguise kit is more geared towards like changing your like physical appearance, makeup and things like that.
Fake beards
I
and
know a
stuff.
guy.
Well, I might also have. Okay. I'll talk to you about it later. But I might also have a connection later. Once we go to the slums, which this is right next to, right? Yeah.
How tall is your tallest tall hat?
The tallest. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I made this one just because I could. he goes into the back room.
I say,
Do you want to get that
Are you-
side?
I got it.
are you trying to compensate for something?
How tall is your tallest hat?
Good lord.
Going back outside.
Goes into a back room, comes back out. It's like a solid 2.5 feet high top hat, and it's thinner kind of around the brim, and then it gets wider as it goes up.
Oh shit!
He's
It looks pretty fancy.
it's hilariously fancy. It's goofy though. It's too far.
Not far enough.
Yeah, I made this just because I could.
How much?
Special to me. No, I'd part with it for 3 gold pieces.
You
Yep.
throw
That's nothing.
in a ribbon around the base.
The oak tree.
The top of it.
Besides the one that's on there.
Oh, is it wrong?
There's it's not tied up in a shape or anything like
Not
that.
like
but
Yeah,
Bro.
it's just like a.
yeah,
Wrapped around the top.
it's like a darker tan type color. The hat itself.
Yeah.
And then the ribbon is crimson. I can certainly make something.
Would you make something that? How much would it take to make something?
What are you looking for?
Either a fur-looking hat, like this, like a tail on it,
A raccoon hat.
or thing. Or tall hat. The right.
We
I
just
could-
buy the hat. We'll kill a raccoon. I'll find a raccoon. We can just tape it.
Oh, shit.
I could add fur to this one.
Oh, could you?
Raccoon up there.
Yeah.
You're so fucking pumped about it. Sure. Yeah, give me a day.
Alright.
Any color of
Barbara.
fur that you would prefer?
Well,
Tongue
if the
twister.
hat is tan, maybe a black or black and grey fur.
Sure, okay. You want the tail as well?
Yeah.
There are a few trappers that I
Like small
generally
ones.
keep in touch with to get
That's how they say it.
supplies. So I'm sure they'll have something for me. Of course.
And then I will just come back and you said about a day.
Come back tomorrow. I should have it ready. I'll send for the materials as soon as I can.
Great. Anybody else?
Another thing we have to come back for.
I thought you were saying another thing.
Yo.
I actually hurt my finger on that.
So,
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. What was your name?
Arndell Thatcher.
Can you point me to Morningwood?
Yes, I can.
Weird.
He gives you some directions. So you head over to Morningwood. Walk in. It's another human male, though this one is looks like middle-aged, maybe mid-40s. Brown hair. That's kind of I don't know, somewhat of a swoop. It's
Style.
It's kind of poofy on
Pompadour.
top. Yeah, almost pompadour. Not quite, but somewhat.
Pompadish.
A little more modern than that.
Pompa window.
Sure. Has a very thick, bushy mustache. Mm. You see him sanding
Casket.
casket.
Nice bench. Wait, what?
Yeah, you walk in.
Oh, what's his name? Didn't know his name.
You didn't ask.
Good sir.
Good.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey friend, I'm Saul. What's your name?
Do we need to know every shit?
Someone's gonna ask.
Vulcan.
Vulcan, nice to meet you. My friend here has some questions he would like to ask you. His name is Felv. Felv?
Someone take a shot.
This is my
You're up.
herald.
You're up, Phil.
Announce me, Thal.
You're welcome.
Makes me feel important.
I see you are a worker of wood.
I am.
Do you take commissions other than these caskets and such?
I do.
Do you know what a pan flute is?
I do.
Could you make a pan flute?
Sure.
Would it take a long time?
Couple hours. I'm very good.
I would like to buy the pan flute you will make in a couple hours. If you will make it in a couple hours,
Yeah, okay.
would you like compensation?
In a couple hours.
Okay,
Fair pay for fair work.
I'll be back in a few hours.
That sounds okay.
Would you like a deposit?
I think.
No, if you don't pay me, I'll just keep it.
It's there. Key of C if you can manage. If not, I'll figure it.
C sharp. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I can work with that too. Thank you.
Sure.
And
All right. Thank you for your time.
I guess, does anybody need anything else here?
Nope.
Nope.
Don't want to keep one on hand just in case?
What, a casket?
Yes. I am kidding.
We bury our own.
Are we gonna
We
shove
dig
it
the
in
hole.
the bag of holding?
If we get the long skinny one, we probably could.
Plantation.
Slums?
Has it been that long?
Slums.
Slums? Slums.
What do you want to do in the slum?
I want to look at my thieves' camp and see if anyone's responded.
Lovely.
Like the status.
So, if anyone like to
Part
stab,
reacts only.
you return to the bit of the slums where you left your message on the wall. There is a reply.
Shit.
You go up and inspect the symbols, and it says, "See the locksmith."
It makes a whole lot of sense. I know I don't understand it, but it's funny.
Does it give directions at all?
Nope, just says, "See the locksmith."
I go to the
What's real?
dirty.
I don't know.
Bye, Olo.
Yeah, you just leaving?
It's like, all right, it says see. I tell them it says see the locksmith. Thal, I want to replace your lockpick and my own,
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
and maybe get a disguise kit. You mentioned that you might know somebody as well.
I have two.
You have 2 disguise kits.
Yeah.
Oh, well, could I just have one? You could have said you. I know the person. You know it's you.
They could have, but that's less fun.
Oh, thank you. Disguise kit.
I have two. I want.
Bitch.
So you go to the dirty sack.
Yes.
You walk into the familiar shitty common room.
Thulgrim.
You see Thalgrin
Thulgrim.
behind the... Yeah.
I lay my 5 silver that I had left over down. Can you tell me where to find the locksmith? I say that in these.
So he kind of like processes. Probably where his fucking shop is.
Where's the shop?
Well, it's up on the other side of town, isn't it?
Sure.
Oh, show him the map.
Yes. Could I have the map locally?
No, we all.
He told us, and we all followed.
Yeah, I told you.
I
Where?
hate you.
You don't have to actually do it. You can just say you pointed it.
Well,
and we can go.
he points it out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can ask me.
That was in character. Only that was in character.
It was not.
Yeah. That was that other guy.
Quit
Not
fucking
this
shopping. But also, I didn't just ask them about lockpicks. I asked to meet with them. This is out of character.
Hey, Olo, you figured out where we're going?
He passed along your message. The reply was see the locksmith. So where are you going?
To the locksmith and
To
the
the
plantation. Hopefully.
What are you being helpful?
I don't know. The locksmith might tell us to go somewhere.
Y'all decided to go on a big
There's a
old
quest
shopping
at the
spree.
locksmith.
All right.
Okay.
Go back in
So-
the sewers.
You head back around the Gulf a ways. You eventually come upon a small shop. There is no name on the sign, just a picture of a lock and key. You open the door, there's a little bell. Ding, 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 ding. You see behind the counter, looking kind of bored with his head down and his leaning against his hands like that, a male halfling. He's young, has shaggy, kind of sandy blonde hair. You see tattoos peeking out from under his rolled up sleeves. You kind of hear in the bell, like, wakes up. Yeah.
I need some lockpicks. Do you sell them?
Why would I sell lockpicks? That's
Alright, and these can I say I need some
dangerous.
lockpicks.
No one should have lock the door. Hey, for starters, maybe like chill the fuck out a little bit with the just saying shit.
You.
God's damn.
What if I had?
man.
What if I inherited a box from my grandmother, and I needed?
You don't get lockpicks. You get a locksmith to open the fucking box, dude.
How do you do it?
I'm a locksmith. I'm allowed. It's legal. You don't just sell lockpicks to anybody. Christ. Whoever that
Fair
is.
enough. Fair enough.
Damn.
Christ down the street.
Alright, lockpicks. Yeah, I got them. Who are you? Why do you want
Who are
them?
you?
Well,
I have gold.
I'm glad you have gold, but I can't be giving them to anybody.
He is
You're
not
a
a standard
locksmith.
member of society.
No, I'm not.
Don't like.
If he was, he probably wouldn't want lockpicks.
I believe his
Yes.
name is Gold Pieces. And how many do you want for lockpicks?
Yeah, clever. I mean, gold is great. I love it. I love it. I do.
And you care for.
I work for someone who wouldn't necessarily want me handing them out to anybody. So, who
I
are
also. I'm Ola. And I also want to speak to the person.
I'm
you
also.
work for.
Are you Karen right now?
you?
Want to speak to his manager?
Yeah.
Just got done shopping.
I cast Karen.
Found some good deals on shopping. And now
You
he's
want brunch after this?
So as you
This
tell him,
service sucks. We are never coming back.
As you tell him that you're Olo, you see there's a look of recognition. You have been given the okay. In terms of seeing the person I work for, that's a no-go, friend.
I just want to speak with them about. Have you guys had any disappearances around these sectors? Or at all that are unexplained? Something strange, not of the normal type.
No.
Have you heard any rumors about
Disappearances?
disappearances and vampires? Specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard there's some people going missing. Vampires. I mean, I heard a whisper or two. From what I understand, nobody turned up dead or anything.
Anything else that you've heard that maybe they are not vampires that are coincidence? I know the information down here can be better than what we could get elsewhere.
I'm not saying I don't have information, but I'm not saying.
Alright, I
I'm
start putting some gold on the table.
How much?
Let's put a 5 gold first.
Roll persuasion.
$13.
Listen, if I'm being honest and he takes the gold, we kind of keep our noses out of that shit.
Makes sense.
How much for the lockpicks?
How many you want? Like a set?
A couple sets.
Couple sets.
A few sets.
Like,
Five sets.
Jesus. Alright. Whoever that is.
Yes. How much are they?
Well, so just lockpicks, not any of the other. A set. 20 gold.
5 cents. And you give me a discount for 90 gold.
Persuade.
17.
95.
You give me 90.
He's still got 100 for it because gave 5 gold.
Yeah.
That's fair. And he gave me no information.
He gets some things together. Slides over like a little leather case.
I look inside, make sure they're all there.
Yeah. 5 sets of lockpicks.
Thank you. Should I know? I don't wish to offend your master. Is there anything I need to know? Do's and don'ts.
Dues. Dues not as much. Don'ts. Don't get in her way. Don't. Honestly, you just don't do whatever you're probably going to do with these.
I'm going to open doors.
Yeah. What are you going to do when you get in the doors, though?
Probably kill things.
Interesting. That might be okay. Depending. Steal things? You look like the type.
Like,
That's a professional.
Maybe don't. Or if you do, bit of advice from one man to another. Keep it extremely subtle. Everything here is hers. Catch me drift.
she owns a lot of things. Thank you. I catch your drift. I try and leave. Shall we go to the plantation?
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go have a good day.
You're what?
I'm gonna go have a good day.
Yeah, alright.
And scene.
So, heading to the plantation?
Well,
I don't know.
do you know how far this plantation is away?
It's outside.
It's outside the city.
Dry. Are you gonna be okay going to this plantation?
Yeah, I got you.
He was okay when we went into the mines and saw it.
He still has papers on him.
We will see.
Cryptic as always. So as we're walking,
Is there a specific person we're going to talk to at this place, or are we
It's a good
just
point, Regina.
investigating?
I mean, we don't know the person's name, or at least we didn't ask for it.
Nope.
We're investigating. Hold, please.
The dragon one this time.
Yes, but I'm looking for the name.
Mr. No Name.
No, we have a name.
For the dragon.
Oh no, we don't have a
We don't
name.
have a name.
We don't have a name.
slave to eat.
Yeah.
You just knew that he was a worker on the Ashton plantation.
Yep. And he was a male.
Okay. It's a good plan.
Alright. A walk.
Yeah.
So, heading outside the city proper into the expanse of grasslands beyond, through a different road than the one you have been in and out of previously, not passing the Horus tent.
No. I was gonna ask that. Just on the. I know this.
I thought the
little
horse
thing.
tent
On the
had a
way through
name.
the slums, can I just get my crappy clothes and kind of scuff them against things on the way? Dirty them.
You think you're gonna smell the dirt and things different, but not like the poor dirt from there?
Sure, it's different dirt.
Yeah,
There's
as
also
you,
things mixed with the dirt.
as you guys are
Like,
walking,
Imposter.
as y'all are walking, Olo's
Probably
like,
human feces.
he bends over and just drags his clothes through a puddle and like scrapes them on the like stone wall.
You're not planning on putting those back in this bag, are you?
I sure am.
I don't think they touch anything in there.
What a dick! Can your spell like
Yes.
make things dirty?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it would only make things quick.
As he's holding his dripping clothes.
I make it clean again.
Oh, okay. I just thought back in the bitch.
Fantastic. So heading out of the city, you walk down a path a ways until you start coming upon farmland. See big, like spreading fields of crops. You see many workers therein. Most of them are dragonborn.
He called them workers. How nice.
Some of them are not dragonborn. They're mostly overseers who are not dragonborn. You can kind of see them observing the work, making sure that the slaves stay on task, that kind of thing.
How are they like behaving toward them? Are they just like watching them, or are they like whipping them and shit? Like, is it like...
A little of both. Some are kind of more passive. Some kind of on your way in. Like you do see one particular instance where a human man with a rather like portly belly. He's like got weird balding and business going on, like a shitty half comb over, and he's like covered in like drenched in sweat. He's just whipping the absolute living daylights out of a young dragonborn
Do
man.
I see this? Yes.
Probably. Continue making your way up the path towards you see a large manor. Kind of looks to be situated in the center of all the land extending around. Kind of walking up to that, you approach a number of figures standing outside. You see a few somewhat sweaty and dirty human men holding a young dragonborn boy, each with a hand firmly gripped on one of his arms, a dented and cracked wooden sword in the grass at the youngling's feet. And you see another similarly worn wooden sword in the hands of a young human girl, maybe 14 years old, barefoot, dressed like a bit of a tomboy, a little smaller than the dragonborn boy. She's gripping the sword tightly, her knuckles turning stark white as she stares at the grass between her toes, being lectured by an older, better-dressed human man on one knee in front of her, with his hands resting on her shoulders. He looks to be in his probably mid to late 50s. He has white hair, a thick, bushy mustache, serious eyes, and a very no-nonsense look about him. There's a woman standing behind him in a functional but elegant dress, looking to be in her mid-40s. Long brown hair done up in an entirely too intricate bun, and her mouth twisted up in irritation like she's sucking on a lemon. The old man glances up in your direction and holds up a finger, signaling you to wait a moment before he continues speaking to the young girl. We've been over this, Marcella. Swordplay isn't a game, and it's not an activity for ladies to be involving themselves in. It isn't proper, much less for a little lady of your stature and position. Nezroth is all alone in this world, and now you've just brought more trouble to his doorstep, he says, looking at the young dragonborn boy. Think about that next time you feel like swinging a weapon, and maybe work on your manners and arithmetic instead. He stands up, pulling the wooden sword from the girl's grasp, and nods to the two men holding onto the dragonborn boy. As they begin to walk away, hands tightly gripped on his arms, pulling him along with them. The woman standing by the man looks to them and says, "Put the fear of the gods in him," before shooting the girl a nasty look, grabbing her by the hand and walking her back to the house. The older man turns to look at you as the door to the manse slams shut behind him. Name's Ignatius. What can I do to help you? Reached out to shake a hand of anybody.
Southern hospitality. I immediately ask, so what is to be done with that boy?
my friend here, his manners aren't as good as the other people's. We had some questions to ask you regarding the disappearance of the Dragonborn.
Is one of my workers. Tazeth, I think his name was.
Do you know what happened to him? He just
I
gone? Signs of tracks, he ran away.
I don't rightly know.
Okay.
Boy's father, actually. He says, nodding in the direction of the young thing they were taking on.
What was the name of him? Sorry.
Tazeth. That's Tazseth.
Did he say his last name? The Ignatius dude.
Ignatius Osterweiss. He didn't say, but you're on
That's the name of the
the
plantation.
Osterweiss plantation.
Oscar Wise or Oscar?
Osterweiss. It's
Oh yeah.
Auschwitz.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I wrote it down somewhere, but I spelled it.
I can spell it for you if you need.
Yeah, but I got it. Well, something else.
Okay. You just
No, I
looking,
was curious.
looking for information
you don't
about him.
keep track of your workers here?
I certainly do.
Then how do you not know much about the disappearance of him? When did he disappear?
Do you mind if we question the boy? It was his father, correct? He would probably be more willing to talk about the disappearance for personal nature.
I suppose. What sort of information do you need?
Well,
We're here on
About a week and a half ago.
behalf of Lupin.
thinking maybe any
Council.
Yes.
personality changes, anything odd, perhaps in the days leading up to the disappearance, things that a son would notice of his father first.
Personality changes? No.
Well, I was thinking more to ask the boy.
Sure.
Sounds good.
You're welcome to.
I go that way.
You what?
I go the way they took him.
I'd follow.
Maybe
too.
as you're walking away. All right.
Do you guys stay with him? Or do you go?
No, I don't follow him.
You're staying. Nothing changed so far as I can tell. Reason I'm not as concerned with his disappearance as I might be of another asset is he was officially free.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think he'd leave given his son is not.
And you gave him his freedom?
I find sometimes that giving a dog a little bone, so to speak, leads to better work. I gave him freedom. Didn't give it to his son. He had reason to stay and work hard.
Sounds about right. Productivity. How many slaves you got on this plantation here?
3-4 dozen.
Nice little operation you got, huh? Comfortable living?
We do well for ourselves.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm just gonna keep bullshitting like that until blowing up the floor.
Do we catch up
I'm
to?
like standing there, like super questioning this dude, just hardcore, just staring at him.
Delilah level interrogation.
Sure. So you guys walk on over there. You kind of following from a distance because they were heading off before you did. You see they lead the boy to a fairly sizable barn. Walk inside. Doors shut. There's a couple other men standing outside when you get there.
Good men. We are here to question the boy. Ignatius sent us.
Yep.
Charm person level 2. Both guards.
Oh,
Damn.
Not playing around.
Hey,
It's the same.
Wisdom 14.
Success.
Oh.
Success.
Oh.
Continue your sentence.
Wait, do they know?
They do.
Okay. They do?
Well, if it works, they know they've been charmed. If it doesn't, I don't know. I mean, they probably see me going.
Yeah, they're like, you're gonna need to wait a few minutes.
Why?
Well, that boy had a bit of a.
There'll be plenty of time for beating after we question him. I'd rather
We need
not
his
work
jaw to
properly.
work. Yeah.
His mouth will work fine. Boy's been in trouble before. He'll be alright. Ish.
Right, you're here now.
I know.
Well, I look to you. I'm looking at both of you.
Why don't y'all just have a stand or a sit? We'll let you speak with him in a few minutes.
I'm gonna put my hand on his chest.
Jim,
We
why
will
is-
see him now. Can I make an intimidation check? 14.
14. He kind of looks down at your hand, back up at you.
More on his shoulder, not his chest. I was just trying to be funny.
No, sure.
Ouch.
Since I rolled a 14, it was on his
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
Light shoulder.
that's kind of awkward just to put your hand on. Like, yo.
I would say I wiped the sweat from his brow.
So he looks at your hand, he looks over at you, and then over at Thal.
I'm here.
Oh, have you? Oh, no, you're
No.
bullshitting.
No, he's bullshit.
Who all is here?
I'm
You.
Yeah.
Okay,
What do
cool.
we say? Okay.
Sure.
Obviously him.
Yeah. Looks at
Such people.
the three of you. Y'all just let him do things like this.
I have earned my freedom. Yes.
he's free.
He has the right to do what he wants.
Well, then, like a free man, he pushes her hand off his shoulder. You should learn to respect other people's property.
Proper.
I said property. Why don't y'all wait a minute, and you can speak with the boy.
So there's two of them?
Mm-hmm.
That you see.
Listen, we're not trying to cause any trouble, but
Neither am I.
Don't you have
But-
the thing from the
we
Weird.
need this boy
Huh?
to be able to
from
be in a talking mood.
And I've said he will. Now, why don't you sit
the
down?
thing
We're on the business
Like his
of
sword.
Lupin.
That's great. The
Yeah,
boy will
was
be able to speak to
fancy
you in a few
renegade
minutes,
thing?
as I said.
show the other girls or something.
If he's harmed, he might not be as well.
He'll be fine. How many times
Or
have I
maybe-
said the boy's been beat? He'll be alright. Take a sit.
I look back at
Gilbert.
Raya. Oh no! I'm gonna say I'm about to pull a him, and I'm gonna command them to leave.
Can you command multiple targets?
That's probably a good idea.
So wisdom save.
Yeah. 14.
And your command was leave?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you say that, the two of them kind of look at you for a second, and they both turn and start to walk away for about 6 seconds.
Oh, it only lasts for 1 round.
And then they turn around.
I forgot about that.
If y'all aren't going to behave yourselves, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I think that's what he just asked you to do. So we're like they're standing like not by the door anymore, right?
Probably
They walk
by
back
now.
over to the door, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's just wait. It is not what we want, but we'll deal with it.
Things you're doing are coming dangerously close to violence.
You are correct. We will wait over.
Appreciate your patience. Spits on
If
the
you
ground.
only knew, big fan.
Right.
So, you guys go chill for a minute.
I
Yes,
guess. Kind of
about
cool.
20 feet away.